Hello, so in this video, I'm just going to show you what the teacher view is when students are working on the assignment. It won't look exactly the same just because I'm not going to have any students to log in live since we're just kind of practicing, but you'll still be able to get the idea. And this one will be much shorter than the last one. Sorry. I feel like I just keep talking but everything is good information. So to view student work, so if I have shared that link, the class code link, like I was showing in the last video with my Google Classroom, as students are logging in, you would go to this View Work tab, that last tab on the top. And then you're going to see all the kids that you have in your class on your roster in Classkick. It's going to show that link again. So if ever you need a kid that's like, oh, I need that code or that link again, you can easily share that with them there. And then you can view all the slides from here. So we only added one if you remember, but if I had, like I've had assignments with like 10 slides or so, you can either view them all and they'll basically show up as a little thumbnail here all along. You can limit that. So if I wanted to look at a specific slide, let's say some of my slides are reading and then I have, slide 4 has the questions. I might just look at slide 4 and then that's how I can kind of gauge student progress, just kind of up to how you work. And then you can also sort the students as well. So if I want them by last name, by first name, I think is what it does by default. So normally I like to do it by last name because that's how my brain kind of works. And then there's also some filters too. And this is actually, I think, really helpful if you're going to be projecting this up into the front of the class. Sometimes I like to do it just to hold some students accountable. Have they logged in yet? Stuff like that. And so you can make the slides really small. If you turn that off, they get a little bit bigger. So if you have a small class, then I wouldn't shrink them. But generally with my class of 25 plus, I usually shrink them just so I can get more kids on the page. You can hide unstarted thumbnails. So basically pages or slides that they haven't gotten to yet, it won't show. You can turn that on or off. Here's kind of the stuff that I do like. So you can hide students that haven't logged in yet. So if you only want to show the kids that are logged in, then you would click that. Otherwise, this will be able to show you kids that are actually working on the assignment and the ones that haven't logged in yet. You can see students who haven't started the assignment if you want to hide those. I usually keep these all off because I usually want to see, who's not on the internet yet, who's not logged in, who's hasn't started yet, because then I can, talk to those kids. Hey, Jimmy, you need to get logged in. It says you haven't logged in yet. That kind of thing. You can also again allow those peer helpers or turn that off. We kind of explained that in the last video. You can show student grades. So if you assign points to these, you can have the grade, the point show up here. Otherwise, if, like I said, I usually will show this on my computer display as kind of a way to hold students accountable. So I would probably turn that off if I'm displaying it in front of the class because I don't want other kids to know each other's grades. You can also hide that on the student dashboard. That would be, again, like if you're done with the assignment and you don't want it to mess up their dashboard, or if it's like a future assignment that you don't want them. And then we talked about lock already. That just stops progress. So now what this would look like if students are actually editing is this thumbnail would actually be a little bit bigger. And it's basically just a preview of what their document is. And you'll be able to see, if I remember right, they'll have like a green outline around the slide that they're currently on. So you can see, if we even had a bigger list of all the kids that are editing their document and which slide they're at if you have multiple slides. So that's a great way to see like what your class is doing in real time in that big one. And then, like I said too, because that thumbnail is kind of small, if you wanted to click into a student's assignment, you can just click in from here, and then this loads the student assignment where you can see what they're doing, and then you can also add different stuff. Or if you wanted to comment on it, let's say I can add a text box and say, "Hey, this is Mr. Worthman, great work," something like that. There's also, if they were to ask for help, let me move this here, you can type messages. So you can have your own little conversation through this help box as well. And that way it doesn't clutter up the assignment. And then this would also be how you like grade it. So if we assign a point to it, we could add, they got 1 point or however that would be. And then it will give you a total at the end. So that is kind of the teacher view. I know it wasn't perfect because we don't have actual students logged in, but it's really pretty similar and self-explanatory to kind of what I walked you through. So hopefully this helps, this tool, Classkick. Like I said, I think you can do everything that you'd want to do with the free version. It's just a little bit harder, I think, to make sure kids are going to the right spot. But with that ability to share the assignment link, you should be able to still, share that link on Google Classroom as part of their assignment, and students get to the right place and you don't have to worry about that. So hopefully that helps. If you are interested in paying, like I said, I find it helpful just because if I have it synced in terms of the kids' accounts through Google Classroom to it, that way when they log in, it just goes to their Google account. And that's been a lot easier for me. But again, that's something that you have to pay for. So I think, like I said, it's $7.99 a month for a teacher, and that'd probably be something that you'd have to ask admin or whoever, special ed, whoever's in charge of that for funding to see if that's a tool they'd be willing to pay for. So let me know if you have any questions, and have a great day.